Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and we are playing more Blasting Zombies. I really don't want to keep this opening hand. Do I want to keep this opening? I do not want to keep this opening hand. I mean, we have a Gravecrawler and a land, and this is marginally better. I think we can keep this. What do we got on top? That's the next question. No, you can go on the bottom. I do not need a fourth land. 3 lands is more than enough. 2 lands is ideal for us because usually by the time we want to play our 3-drops, we're well into the game. So I'm not too concerned about that. Anyways, welcome back. Blasting Zombies. Doing some Zombies decks today. Zombie decks, I mean deck, singular. And we are playing against, well, something that has blue in it. So counter spells be abound, I'm willing to bet. So let's see if we can play faster as well. I mean, the last game I lost solely, we're going to pass, well, lost solely because I just timed myself out because I'm playing a little bit slow. I haven't played on MTGO very much. This last 3 days I've played more on MTGO than I have in the last 4 months. So there is this. So just kind of getting back into the feel of like, okay, what do I need to be doing? What keys do I need to be hitting? How fast should I be going? How much of attention should I be paying to things? I'm guessing we're playing against an Izzet, either Izzet Delver or just an Izzet kind of aggro-y deck. So that's a thing for us to keep in mind at this point. So he's going to have bolts and counters, and he's going to be trying to kill us as fast as possible. He may also be playing like the prowess-based version of this deck. Hey, another swamp. That's neat. What do we want to play? If we play a Rotting Rats, what do we pitch? Should we pitch a land? We could pitch a land. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Rotting Rats, and we'll throw a land away. Assuming our opponent doesn't counter it, he doesn't do it, and because Spell Snare is totally a thing. 2-drop. And throwing a Swamp. Swamp, here we go. Swamp's gone. And ship it to our opponent's turn. Try to play as fast as possible. And yeah, so we're going to try and... I'm not sure we're going to try. We're just going to try and win. I mean, that's the objective of our game today. Sorry, it's really early in the morning. I'm trying to get this this video knocked out today, first thing in the morning, so then you guys have more content to watch. So, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, but anyways, let's bring up a subject of now that I'm back making videos again. I mean, it's been like 4 months of me being basically off. Oh, someone. Yes, that's me. So apparently the person we... Hold on. That's me. Yeah, apparently the person we're playing against actually knows who Giant Monster Games is. So, welcome, person that if you see this video, I am also recording. So, welcome. I'm just going to tell this person that we're also recording right now. Okay. So, here we go. Electrolyze. I'm sure he's going to blow up my rat, which is totally fine. What did he throw away, by the way? He threw away his steam vents. Okay, fair enough. And he is blowing stuff up. So I'm assuming he's playing, again, the kind of Izzet deck. I'm sure if you're watching this video, KPT back... I have no clue how to pronounce your name. I'm going to call you Cabacataleon, just because I can. Let me know exactly what deck you were playing and what your strategy was as you were playing against me. So, yeah, let's carry on here. Declare block step. I obviously have nothing to block. I should just be skipping through as fast as I possibly can here. So, yeah. Okay. More swamps. That is absolutely not what we want. Good thing we pitched a swamp. I mean, obviously we could have held on to it. So here's the question. We could play Lord of the Accursed. I think that's going to be the best bet. If he has a bolt, it's dead. But if he's running another Electrolyze, which also could be a possibility, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to kill. Potentially, if he has bolt in hand, then sure, we take more damage. Or he can get rid of it, so yeah. Yeah, okay, let's see what he does. What is your game plan? I really need to change this as well. I'm not sure. I should need to change the bird. I should just buy a new thing. One of them has a giant monster. Yeah. Young Pyromancer. That is going to be a problem for us. So I think one thing we're going to have to sideboard in when we go to sideboard on this is we're going to have to throw in a bunch more creature removal. At this point, another Lord of the Accursed. That's actually a really good idea. Assuming he doesn't counter it. I mean... He doesn't have anything to counter it with. So now all of our Lord of the Accursed are 3/4s, which means bolts don't kill them, which is awesome for us. Not going to go to combat. We're just going to pass it through, and we're actually going to let our board state build up before we actually go into swinging, because again, he's running a Young Pyromancer, so we either need to get some removal. Hey, Judge is familiar. So either we need to find some removal to get rid of Young Pyromancer, because that's going to be a very big problem for us if we don't do something about it. Or we need to get Blasting Station into play and something that we can recur. We may, depending on what we draw, I think we're going to go this way. So we're going to play Blasting Station and Smuggler's Copter this turn. And then we're going to play Rotting Rats probably next turn, and then Blasting Station it away. So, yeah, that's going to be a plan. Blasting Station, you can go. And then Smuggler's Copter as well. He did hold up mana, so he could potentially mana leak it like that, which is fine. I wonder if we should have played Smuggler's Copter first then. May have been a better idea, potentially, to Smuggler's Copter first, because that's a pretty mean card as well for us to be playing, because we got to start looting into what we want. Yeah, and he's got all kinds of triggers, which means we're not going to attack in because his Monastery Swiftswear is actually a little bit bigger now. Actually not big enough for kill us, so that's fine. But he could Monastery Swiftswear and chump block with the Elemental. Obviously, we don't have 3 mana, so we can't pay for it. Actually, no, that would have worked either way. So sorry, I was thinking I should have played Smuggler's Copter first so he would mana leak, but then I would have 3 mana up, which means I could have technically paid for it, which is not the end of the world. So yeah, I think this is the way we have to go. The answer is no. I'm hitting the no key, but apparently it's not letting me accept no. Strange. Well, let's play Smuggler's Copter, which means if he does decide to swing at Judge's Familiar, we'll just chump block it, which is totally cool for us. Mind you, Judge's Familiar can slow us down a pinch on our removal stuff. Not that much. Again, it deals with pay an extra 1, so it means we have to keep up an extra mana just for it. So play a little bit safe, a little bit not so much close to the chest, but just need to be a little bit smart about how we're playing against Judge's Familiar. And we are just going to ship it straight to our opponent's turn. I'm not planning on attacking with anything, so yeah, we'll just go. And yeah, so again, we're going to try and build up more board state, because right now, even if he is swinging in, we have bigger stuff. The thing is, if he swings in, power to equal the number of instant sorceries in your graveyard. Neat, okay, well, that's a card. A super card, actually. That's fantastic in this deck. Especially in Izzet deck, oh my god. I want to put this in the Izzet deck we made. This would be rad. Because it's all about just like getting spells, you know, sifting through your deck as fast as possible to find the stuff you need. Very, very cool. I'm going to say that's a solid upgrade for the Izzet deck we did a while ago. Another Blasting Station. That's actually super cool. Not going to lie. So let's see if he has another counter. He doesn't have a counter. Possibly can't have a counter. But what we could do... What don't we want? We don't want Young Pyromancer, so I think we're going to Rotting Rats. 1, 2, Rotting Rats. And we're actually going to go to combat with it, swing in. Yeah, sure. Both of those. They resolve. I need to set Blasting Station so it's always automatically doing its thing. Rotting Rats, go! Always yes. Always yield. And then let's go to combat. Obviously, we're not going to swing with our Lordly Accursed because I'd rather keep up 3-4 blockers. But we will swing with the Rotting Rats, which means he's going to either take 3 or... If he chumps with this guy, which won't die, we'll just Blasting Station it. So, we'll see what he does. So it's going to be either take 3 and lose your Young Pyromancer, or take... or chump block with your guy and we... Okay, yeah, it looks like we're doing this way. Okay, Young Pyromancer goes away. And Rotting Rats is the one that is being sacrificed. Because it's going to be exiled in a turn anyway, so might as well sacrifice it off to the Blasting Station. And, oh, you know what? Wow, we should have done Smuggler's Copter. Oh, no, no, that's... yeah. I was thinking if we did Smuggler's Copter, we could have swung in with Smuggler's Copter as well. But if we did that, then we literally would have drawn a card and then discarded that card. So, not super handy for us. I mean, if we would have drawn a Gravecrawler, that would have been rad. Reassembling Skeletons would have been rad. I guess we had probably like a 20% chance of drawing into something that we would not mind throwing into our graveyard. So, there is that, technically. Now, here's a thing. I think we're just going to take the damage. We'll take the 3. Because if we draw into a Gravecrawler, we are going to be able to 1, 2, 3 this, or ping this thing to death in 1 turn. So that's going to be pretty rad. Diregraf Colossus is also a thing, which is pretty rad. Not going to lie. So Diregraf Colossus, go onto the table, and Blasting Station untaps, and I think we're going to just turn our Smuggler's Copter into a creature. Crew it with our Lord. done, and then we're just going to swing him for the air. So he's either going to... Basically, we're going to try doing the, like, 20% thing is what we're doing right now. I totally misplayed there. I'm sure you guys already saw this. I misplayed. I should have actually kept the Diregraf Colossus in my hand, swung with Smuggler's Copter, and then looted whichever one I wanted. So I could have actually had an option rather than just having to throw away whatever I'm about to throw away. Theoretically, I don't have to loot, but there's no reason not for our deck to loot, because again, we have like a 20% chance of... Well, it's going to be a swamp, which actually I don't want, so that's totally fine. And then we're going to ship to our opponent's turn. Yeah, so I should have looted... I theoretically should have kept Diregraf Colossus in our hand, and then when we looted with our Smuggler's Copter, we chose which of the two cards to throw away, just in case it was something we need more. Like if we would have drawn... I mean, mind you, Diregraf Colossus is like definitely a card we would probably have kept no matter what, because it's actually really good, but we would have had options rather than us being kind of restricted to having to do exactly this one thing. So, yeah, misplay. Minor misplay, but, you know, something to keep in mind. Vapor Snag on what? Targeting Diregraf Colossus. Well, I'm not going to sack it, because that's silly. So we will bounce it to our hand, which is fine. He probably wants to bounce it because we can actually just theoretically block this guy and kill it. So, and this gets bigger because of 4/4. Again, we're not too super worried, and he's going to play another one. Bouncing the Lord of the Accursed. There's the question. Can we afford to do that one? Because this is what it was going to be. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I think we're going to let it go back to our hand. And we're going to go to 2 life. Gonna be a little bit on the sketchy side here, assuming he might have a bolt. Sorry, he totally probably has a bolt in hand. That is... Oh, Vapor Snag again. Well, in this case, we are going to bolt the birds, I guess. Just to give him one less... Well, I mean, for one, we don't lose the life from this, and he loses another blocker. Or another attacker, sorry. Well, attacker / blocker, I guess they're both. So that slows us down a lot. That is a super power play for our opponent. Wow. Good job. Good job. And we take, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is enough to kill us. We are going to sideboard. Let's see. So we definitely have some stuff that we can throw in hate-wise for this deck. Blasting Station, you are good. Nantuko Husk, you are mediocre against this deck. I'm actually going to pull all of you out. Because stuff is already getting burnt off the table, there's no need for us to just keep sacrificing it. Mind you, we can sacrifice it for value, but there's other things we'd rather be doing. In response, though, we definitely want to throw in the Tormod script. We are playing against a deck that has some kind of cool graveyard stuff. I didn't see any snappies, so maybe not that crazy. And he's playing pretty creature heavy, so I think go for the throat is probably going to be a good idea. And Killing Wave. Do I want to play Killing Wave? That's the other one. That's the only other one I'd really want to put in. Ratchet Bomb technically would be good, but we're not seeing that many counters. I mean, usually we're dealing with his Young Pyromancer faster than, you know, it's actually getting out of control. This is one we want to play against, like, a life gain deck. If we're playing against Soul Sisters, we need to put Ratchet Bomb in. Because, you mean, they're putting out a bunch of spirit tokens. Do I want to play Killing Wave? That is the next question. We already need to cut something from our deck. I'm actually thinking we're going to go down a single Blasting Station. Because I think 2 is all we really... Actually, no. Leaving in the Blasting Station, taking out a Smuggler's Copter. And I think we're not going to put the Killing Wave in. We're going to see how this runs as is. Yeah, lots of decisions. I mean, again, when you're not playing against like Tron or some other like super high-end decks where you're like, okay, I know exactly what I'd be putting in here. Sometimes it's a little bit harder making decisions. And we can keep this. 2 lands. Got some 2 different... yeah, let's keep this. This is fantastic to keep. Obviously, we don't have a turn 1 play, which is sad. But not that sad. And yeah. It's not that sad because, again, we have like multiple turn 2 plays. So if he does play a turn 1 something, we can actually just like Monastery Swiftspire. We're probably just going to get rid of it. Because I don't want to have to deal with Swiftspear being a pain in our side. Thorn in our paw, if we were a lion. Because he's going to get 1 damage in. But, I mean, she puts in so much work, especially in a deck that is like all about instants and sorceries. So we are going to get rid of it right away as we slowly develop our board state. Yeah. So, Victim of Night. Goodbye. Swift of Spear. And your turn. You can go. Pass it to our opponent. See what they think. See what they want to do. They won game 1, so we need to see what we can do to rectify this problem. Young Pyromancer, again, go for the throat. We're going to get rid of that also right away. And taking down 2 creatures straight away, it's going to be pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And, yep, Young Pyromancer. And then next turn what we're going to do, we're going to play Rotting Rats, and then we're going to play Gravecrawler. Because we'll pitch Gravecrawler to Rotting Rats, and then Gravecrawler out of our graveyard. So yeah, life will be grand. There's some good synergies right there. So, because Rotting Rats, I mean, Rotting Rats is definitely on the list of one of the first cards you probably want to consider removing from this deck if you're upgrading it, because it's actually not that amazing. It does have some nice little synergies, and it's why it can work in the budget version of the deck. But it definitely, there's other cards that have just way better synergies. Like Relentless Dead is just hands down better than Rotting Rats, because it doesn't matter what we have in our graveyard, as long as it's a zombie, we can bring it back into the battlefield for that matter. So it's just so much better. Serum Visions, and he's probably going to swing in for 2, which is fantastic on him. But again, I mean, think of it this way, right? If we didn't deal with the Swift Spear or the Young Pyromancer, he would now have another elemental token, and he would have 2, he's swinging for 5 right now. So we would already be down below half health probably by now if we didn't actually deal with those 2 creatures right away. Yeah, so no blocks. And I think it's going to go to our turn. I mean, he has a single red up, so that's a thing. Nice. I'm actually not... I don't have a problem with having so many swamps right now, just because we are going to be playing some bigger end stuff in the coming turns. So, okay, Rotting Rats. Each of us are going to discard a card. Yep. I'm going to throw away a Gravecrawler, because I like throwing away Gravecrawlers, because I can just play them in my graveyard, especially when I have a zombie. And then we are going to play the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard, because he is crawling out of the grave, because, yeah, you get it. You get it. I don't need to explain this. You guys understand why it's called Gravecrawler. But you can't block. That's the only downside about Gravecrawler. I mean, it has some amazing synergies with other stuff. Specifically, starting next turn, we're going to start Blasting Station. We're gonna play our Blasting Station, probably, depending on how much he taps this turn, we are probably going to Blasting Station. Ooh. Okay, so he put down his other... Oh, he might actually draw into another island. But he has no blue right now, so we can actually probably play Blasting Station quite comfortably. Ah, no, Steam Vents. Oh, well. Hopefully he taps that right now and uses it so we don't have a potential counter on our hands. Yes, he does. Oh, this guy. That's fun. Not fun. It's not fun. That's what I'm saying. We'll be able to deal with that again. We have Blasting Station. We are going to get rid of Swift Spear next turn, and then we are going to deal with this guy the turn after. Because that's what we do here at Blasting Zombies Incorporated, is blow up stuff with our Blasting Station. Especially once we have Gravecrawler, Blasting Station, and any other zombie in play. It's just too good not to. Double Blasting Station. That's actually not what I want. So, Blasting Station, we're going to get rid of his Swift Spear right now. So, it's going to be... do we do it right now? I think we do it right now. We could also do it on his turn. No, because then he can do stuff in response and it gets bigger. So, yeah. So, it kind of has to happen right now. Yeah. So, damage. Gravecrawler to the graveyard. And this needs to be always yes. Always yield. And, yeah. Oh, opponent. Oh, yeah. Opponent sees the combo. And we are going to blast the Swift Spear into infinity and beyond. If we had an extra land, we would have actually played Gravecrawler back. But we don't, so we actually need to hold up. Fingers crossed, right now, if he destroys our Rotting Rats, then we'll... Actually, if he does destroy the Rotting Rats, it doesn't actually make that big a difference, because we can actually just play Diregraf Colossus and then bring back Gravecrawler right away. So, Grim Lavamancer, on the other hand. I guess if he does, in theory, target our Rotting Rats, we can actually just sack it off to destroy some other stuff. So we'll take 2. We're not blocking. No blockers. Not playing anything. So yeah, so if he does target our Rotting Rats, we'll actually just blow up Grim Lavamancer. So yeah, so we're gonna go like this. And Grim Lavamancer goes away. And we don't lose life, and we don't take damage from Vapor Snag, but we do get an extra... His creature does get a little bit bigger. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Mind you, when we play Diregraf Colossus, he's going to come in with 2 counters, so he's going to be a 4/4 just coming into play. Oh, sweet. Okay, well, let's play Diregraf Colossus. Comes in with 2 1/1 counters on him, which is super rad. We then... Do we play Rotting Rats? I think playing Gravecrawler and trying to do... Getting more triggers is probably a better bet. Also, I mean, because we're now playing a bunch of zombies, we're actually going to be getting a bunch of zombie tokens from Diregraf Colossus. And I think we're obviously not... I mean, there's no point in us holding up a mana, so we're actually going to blast away the Gravecrawler right now and just do damage to our opponent's face. And then we're just going to play Gravecrawler black right away. And then we're not going to blast him away right away. We're just going to hold on to him. But now we have an extra zombie. So we actually did a damage to our opponent and got 2 extra zombies. So here is a little bit of synergy for you. And then we're going to shift to our opponent's turn. See what he thinks. I mean, our board state has developed quite a bit right away. And, I mean, next turn we're going to do 5 damage to something on top of having 3 blockers. Oh, our opponent scoops! He scoops! He knows he has nothing. I guess. So, what do we think? I think running it back the way it is, Killing Wave, I don't think is actually going to be very valuable to us. And as much as I would like to think Duress would be good, I don't actually think it's actually going to be that good. There's a part of me that says, well, we could pull a Lightning Bolt out of his hand. But then there's another part of me that says, that's not really that important at this exact time, so you don't need to put it in there. You want to put Duress in for stuff that's like combo-based decks, or decks that are going to be playing cards that are like going to win them the game as soon as they play it. You know, using a Duress to grab a Lightning Bolt is just not worth it. On the flip side, though, using like a Thoughtseize or a the other one that I totally am blanking on the name right now because I'm currently recording, Inquisition and Causelect. With those cards, I mean, totally playing them and just grabbing anything just takes away stuff out of your opponent because you can grab creatures or well, anything, not lands, non-lands. Yeah, we can keep this. I think it's worth keeping. We have 2 blasting stations, which is kind of sucky. We have 3 lands, Rotting Rats, and a Diregraf Colossus, which means we can actually get some synergy stuff going on. So, yeah. Judge's Familiar, it's fine. It just means so we can't play instants and sorceries without having to keep an extra land up. Which, in theory, could actually be a thing. Oh, Cryptbreaker. Oh, beauty. Beauty! Cryptbreaker for the win. Especially Cryptbreaker and Diregraf Colossus are like such a nice combo together as well. Because once you start pumping out a bunch of zombies, you can then just tap them, gain more cards, do more stuff. Kind of, I mean, I say this like that's the objective, but really it's not the objective. It's definitely, if you're needing to find something, that's a good strategy, but not always the best strategy. And I'm assuming we're going to take 2 damage right now. The question is, no point in blocking. No point in blocking. And does he play something to get rid of stuff? He does not. Okay, so he's just doing 2 damage, which is fine. Gonna be our turn. And do we play Rotting Rats right away? I think so. We play Rotting Rats, pitching another Rotting Rats, because then we have a zombie in our graveyard, so the next turn when we play a Diregraf Colossus, we actually will get a counter on him, which is fantastic for us. And Rotting Rats goes to the graveyard. We will swing for 1. There's no point in not swinging for 1, I guess. Yeah. Oh, cancel. Sorry, we want to go to combat. Go to combat, swing with Cryptbreaker. And doing a whole 1 damage. Ooh, look at us. We're not winning. Oh, no, we are winning. He has 17, we have 18. We are winning this game. This is my current feelings. This is totally not a very good judge on if you're winning the game, by the way. Just a heads up. And if he does swing in, we'll probably just jump block with the Rotting Rats, because then we'll get 2 +1 counters on Diregraf Colossus, which is actually not a bad thing at all. What did he do? He swing in, and we will just chump block for days. So Rotting Rats, you blocking there. Okay. Obviously, Rotting Rats will die, which is fine by us. Opponent only has 2 lands. Didn't get his 3rd land drop, I guess. And our turn, more lands, lots of lands here. Diregraf Colossus. Assuming he has no response for it. Well, in theory, actually, we haven't seen anything. I was going to say there is, drawing a blank on the name right now because I'm trying to think and do stuff at the same time. What do I think now? I think we're just gonna swing for 1. Yeah, swing for 1. And then ship it to our opponent's turn. But there's the one where your opponent pays 2 extra or 1 extra. It's basically like mana leak, but for 1 mana. If you remember the name of it, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will say, oh yeah, that's totally the card. I mean, in theory, I could actually... Oh, he's Vapor Snagging something back to our hand. Vapor Snagging that guy back to our hand. Well, good job. Good job. Still have 2 zombies in the graveyard, so that's not the end of the world for us. I don't think we're gonna... this is kind of getting a little bit tight. I mean, we are gonna play another land this next turn. We do need more stopping power at this point. Our opponent isn't playing anything to buff his creature, so he actually is probably holding on to, like... What he'd be dropping out? What would he be sitting on? Oh, he might be sitting on to... he's probably holding on to a counterspell, because he saw Diregraf Colossus go back to hand. Should have played Blasting Station. There you go, mana leak. Well, that is bad. I should have played the Blasting Station, because then he would have countered the Blasting Station as well. Lame sauce, Adrian. You're playing too fast. Too fast. Need to. Wow. I keep saying I need to like go faster, so I keep going faster. But in reality, I should have actually just stopped and thought for a second. Like, why would it be left all of this mana up with all this mana up and have a bunch of cards in hand? Bad job. He tricked me. He baited me, and he got me. I'm gonna hold this guy up as a chump blocker at this point. Because we can actually starting next turn, we can actually start throwing away stuff like lands and getting more zombies, which may be quite necessary. Look at this! Oh, yay! I don't know why my MTGO does this. It, like, puts the wrong art in cards sometimes. So this is Enigma Drake with the Diregraf Colossus art in it. Neat! I don't know why it does that. Sometimes also does, I'm sure you guys have seen the pink and green lines it does on cards. Sometimes does that too. And he's probably going to swing in with probably both of these guys. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to start making a small army of zombies with Cryptbreaker. It also depends what we draw. I mean, if we draw into something amazing right now, that would be good. Swamp is not one of those things. Let's play Blasting Station, which is not a bad idea. And what else? If we play... I think we're going to sit right now and wait. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sit and wait because we may be able to start pinging his stuff off to regain the advantage. But we're going to have to play it careful and close. Oh, he just goes straight to combat. Well, if that's the case, we will create a zombie. Pitching a land? I guess we have no need for a land. Could also theoretically throw a Blasting Station, but I think this is probably better. And then what? Zombie blocks Swift Spear? Oh. Always yes. Always yield. And go to blocks, and I think we're just going to block Swift Spear, so he has to basically play something in response. And if he does play something in response, which will make it bigger, we'll probably just ping off the bird. Nope. We kill off his Swift Spear, which is pretty rad. And he plays another... Oh, he plays another Enigma Drake. That is a little bit of problematic. Not super problematic. If we draw a Gravecrawler right now, we are going to be laughing. We draw a Blasting Station, which does not leave us laughing. Not even a little bit. Ouch. How do we deal with this? So we could play a Rotting Rats. So what do you think? If I play a Rotting Rats, it's just going to be 2 mana. It'll force him to discard a card. And we can... Dang it. How do I deal with this? How do I do 4 damage to a flyer right now? I don't think there is any way for us to do that. 1, 2... So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it says right there. I have 5 lands, which means I can do... In theory, I can kill one of them, but then that leaves me completely stranded on stuff. Yeah, dang. I don't really want to play Rotting Rats either because he could be just holding on to any instant and sorcery in his hand, which then makes these guys even bigger. So that's a problem too. I think we literally just need to... I think we bait him a little bit by throwing our zombie into attack. And then if he does block for some reason, then we can destroy one of them. I don't think he will. He'll probably just let it go. Yeah. I think we are literally on a next turn we die clock right now. So I'm pretty sure we die this turn. Because he literally just needs to play any instant or sorcery, and these guys become 4/4s, which is enough to kill us. And we don't have enough stopping power right now to kill it. We didn't draw it down. We put in tons of like removal things. Okay, so we'll pay to pitch a blasting station, create a zombie, and then oh, I did that wrong. I should have actually blown up this one, and then untapped it. So we're gonna destroy the yeah, we'll destroy the bird and sacking this guy, which will put us down to 6 unless he plays an instant or sorcery. So let's see if he does. Does he have us? Does he have? We don't have any blockers. Does he have us? 3 cards in hand. I'm assuming he does. He doesn't have it. Okay, we get to go one more round. And he plays another Enigma Drake. That is rough. Do we draw into anything relevant? A swamp is not it. That is going to be a good game. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for playing, Mystery Viewer. I mean, if you see me, leave a comment saying how you feel the game went, what you were thinking, what you thought about playing against the deck. Until next time, though, my name's Adrian. This has been Blasting Zombies. And don't forget to game like a giant monster.